My name is Anuj, and I co-founded FORMCEPT with my colleague Suresh. So he can't make it today. But so what I'm going to talk about today is, in the past few months, the experience that we got. So we do a lot of data analysis, and we accept data from different formats, different sources. We do a lot of things around it and make it usable for everyone. So what we saw in this process is there are a lot of questions that are coming up. It is from the customers, from people we met. So what they ask is, what exactly are you doing? Who are you? And how is this going? How is this thing going to work for me? So all these questions are there. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some examples and tell you that how these questions can arise and what might be a possible solution. Okay? So starting, let's take the example of morning, right? In the morning, everyone reads newspaper. Is there anyone who doesn't read a newspaper? See, yeah, it's good. So generally in audience, right, you should ask a question for which you expect a response to be negative, right? Because you feel confident. So I asked, is there anyone who doesn't read a newspaper? Absolute silence, right? That means everyone reads, right? And that is what I expected. So just respond, okay? So now if you see in the morning newspaper part, there are three images. So you see the first guy. Everyone wants to enjoy this newspaper, right? With a coffee mug. Drink your coffee, sip your coffee, enjoy a newspaper, right? The other guy may be after some time sitting outside reading it. And newspapers are one thing, but now, there are tablets around, right? People read it on a computer as well, right? So what you want in a newspaper is news, right? When do you want it? In the morning. Where do you want it? Maybe in the house or maybe somewhere at your friend's place or something, right? So this is what you want. But has anyone seen that in the newspaper? News is one part of it, but there are a lot of advertisements coming in, right? Everyone agrees that? So in the morning, I'll tell you it's a typical scenario. In Bangalore, it happens. So you go in the morning, open your door, right? Open up the newspaper, take it, open it up like this, right? So what you will saw is, at the bottom, there will be 3 or 4 minimum 3 or 4 pamphlets will be there. And instead of looking at the newspaper, right, you are looking at the pamphlets and trying to pick it up. Okay, this is what is happening. There are so many advertisements coming in a newspaper, but I don't want it, right? You want it? No, right? So we don't want it, right? We want the news. So in the morning, if I am going and getting a newspaper, what I want is news, right? So what in this scenario, what you want to control is, when I want my news should be delivered to me, right? I don't want advertisement. But there are people who like advertisement, right? You might say, okay, fine, if there is any kind of offers going on, just give it to me, okay? So there are different segments of people, but at a time you want to do only one thing, right? So this scenario, three people reading the newspaper. So around 50 or 60%, right, of people do it this way. But there is another segment of people, and with respect to newspaper itself, right? See this. You can laugh. It's not a TEDx guideline that people can't laugh, right? So you can laugh. You can clap also. So around 40%, or maybe you can ask someone sitting on your side, right? Do you read newspaper like this? Yeah, see. So this is no harm, right? This is fine. You need your time. When you are sitting there, and wherever it is, it's the figure there. So when you are sitting there, you need your time. And it's a very good time to read the newspaper. Now imagine if I put 6 pamphlets into the newspaper and you go there and open it up, oh man, all pamphlets are lying there, right? And you are not even in a position to pick it up also, right? So this is a problem. And you know what? Lot of people get ideas at this time. Seriously, a lot of people get the ideas, right? And we call them shitty ideas, but they work, right? So many people get ideas in this way and become entrepreneur, right? One is standing in front of you. See, it's not a joke. It happens, right? So, I mean, this is one example, people read it at different places. So, idea is that what you want is news, you want it in the morning, right? You may want it at your place, this place, or people read it in the car as well while going around. So, you want it, right? So, you want to control that I only want the news, so please give me my news, right? So, this is one example. Mobile devices, right? Everyone is carrying more than one mobile devices these days, right? I have a smartphone, I have a this pad, that pad, right? So many things. What you do with it is you use them in a number of ways, right? You make a call with them, right? That's a basic thing. Send messages. You take lots of notes using them. You read lot of articles, right? So you do a lot of things using that, right? So in this scenario, when do you use it? I mean, you use it throughout your day, right? Where do you use it? You use it at multiple places. Use it at your home, use it in the office, right? What do you want to do with it? You want to do a number of things. But when you bought your phone or when you bought your tablet, right? Did that guy told you that this guy is also going to give you a lot of advertisements? Did they tell you? So when you go out and buy a carrier's SIM card, right? Put it into your phone. Do they tell you that they are going to give you advertisements? And that's a surprise package, right? They don't tell you. So again, here if you see, you want to control things, right? If this is my device, I want to do certain things on top of it, and I don't want things like advertisement. And even if I want a particular thing. I want a particular segment of advertisement that is not there. So you want to control. So if you see in the two scenarios, newspaper as well as this scenario, you want to control things, right? And you always have that question, why me? Why it is coming to me? Why I don't want it, right? Things like that. So this is what it is. Let's go to the other example. Television, right? Television is a great source in a home for entertainment, right? For gelling up with your family. And it's also a biggest weapon, right? How many of you agree with me? Main source of fight in a house is television, right? I mean, I was thinking, why don't they make like two remotes or maybe television, right? You are having a screen in the front, put one more screen at the back, right? Make your wall transparent, make it two remotes. One TV, two people can use. Good idea. But what you want to do is on a weekend or maybe holidays in the evening, you want to sit with your family and watch the television. But now what happens is you have just 1 hour of time, you want to go and watch it. So you watch the actual thing in 30 minutes and rest of the time you are watching the advertisements, right? So what happens is these days latest advertisement is actress in a bottle. Can you relate to it? So people are saying that this is what it is, this drink is there, you buy that, purchase that, and you can go and call them. I don't want to call, right? I am sitting with my family, I want to see certain programs or events that are happening. I don't want to call, then why are you telling me? Right? So again, you want to control. You want to control these things. You don't want to tell other people come and tell you that this is what you should do. So when I want to do it, I'll go and do it, right? But don't tell me. So this is another level of control that you want. Okay. So this was a generic, examples that all of you might be using it and facing it. So again, let's start with the question. Do you like advertisement? Both yes and no. It's a good answer, right? Both yes and no. But that is the right answer. So if I say that I mean these kind of advertisement, now how many yes and no? No, right? I didn't hear yes. Is anyone saying yes? And what about offers on retail items? No? Yes? No? Yeah, because see, and Anuj is sitting here, everyone should say yes, retail items. So the problem is that retail items are good, people want it, people buy it. It's your daily life, right? You want to buy it. But the problem happens is when you start creeping that thing into your different parts of the life. For example, your newspaper has started becoming like this, right? You have a newspaper you want to news. Now there is another thing put into it that's a completely full of retail items offers. If you have gone and done a purchase like yesterday, and today if you are getting these offers, I mean you will be forced to go and get it, right? Force, maybe you might be the force, or your wife might be the force, right? Or your sister. Then let's go, these offers are there, let's go. I mean you forget that you are getting a 20% of offer, you are going to burn 30% of your fuel, right? It doesn't make sense. And if I give you another example, is cell phone that I told you that you use it for different purpose. But SMS, the amount of SMS that you are getting for these kind of items is huge. I mean it's frustrating. So I was sitting here, I got 2 messages right now, I'm sitting here. One is, you buy a tour to Jammu and Kashmir, if you register it today you get 30% off. I mean I am in Hyderabad, how will I go to Jammu and Kashmir, right? And today why should I book it? I mean if you give 30% off, or you make it completely off, right? I am not going. I don't want those kind of messages, it's disturbing, right? Another message that I got is, I mean invest in mutual funds. I've done already all my investment, I don't want to do it, don't send it to me. All these problems are there. And the problems is, I will tell you, because what happens is, one of my friend is vegetarian, okay? Now this guy on a Sunday morning gets a message saying, we have released a new chicken biryani. Order and get 30% off. You imagine, how frustrating will it be, right? But if a person who is non-vegetarian, who is just planning to go for a lunch, and you get an offer like this, that go ahead and have a 20% off on a chicken biryani, definitely I'll jump for it. I'll go it, right? But you have to see, where exactly are you pushing it, and what is your target audience? So people now, all the consumers are now becoming so much aware of these things that they want to control it. They don't want all the things to be pushed to them when they don't want it, right? You are going to the websites, now you are trying to purchase things from that directly. There's an alternate medium. So all these things are happening. And television, your ad here. So last weekend there was on one of the channels there was a movie coming, and from like past month they were telling only 2 minutes of break, okay, only 2 minutes of break. So we said, okay fine, let's plan for it, let's see, only 2 minutes of breaks are there. But the problem was that those 2 minutes of break was every 10 minutes, okay. So the purpose is gone. 2 minutes is fine, but if you give it every 10 minutes, the whole purpose is defeated. There are so many ads coming in that now you can watch 2 movies in the parallel. One ad is coming, go to the second movie and watch it. So all these problems are there. So that is what I wanted to point out. Now since we are talking about retail items, so I'll say that yes, you guys also agreed that you want those kind of offers, but it has to be targeted, right? If it is targeted, the reach will be higher, people will be happy, and you guys are going to get good offers and good benefits, correct? Does everyone agree with me? Yes? Now talk about this scenario, in a mall. So you go in a mall, wouldn't it be cool if you get the offers as soon as you enter in the mall? It will be cool, right? Because you went to the mall to do some kind of a shopping, you went into the mall to eat something, and if you are getting offers at that time, it makes sense. It makes sense, so it is good for you, right? Lot of companies are there, they are doing a lot of good works in this area. So like in this example, they are saying how they are connected with Bluetooth technology and doing it. Now Wi-Fi has come into picture. You go into the mall, connect to it, you get offers related to it, right? It's good. It's good. This is what we want. We want to control it. So when I'm there, my mindset is like I'm in a mall, I want to buy something, I want to do something. If you are giving me all these offers, I'm very happy, right? Now how about this? So that is one level when you enter in the mall and get these offers, it's good. Now imagine there's a supermarket, you are there in one of the aisles and you get an offer right there. So this is more in context. One thing is you are in the mall, the second part is you are in a supermarket, and the third context is you are in the right aisle. So when I am standing in an aisle, for example, very simple thing is a toothpaste, I'm standing in an aisle, if you give me an offer on that, I will be more than happy to get it, right? So this is what is context. And if you are able to control it, depending on where you are, it is going to make a lot of sense, correct? So what you should do is, you should get an aisle-based advertisement. So now also you will see people are putting different kind of paper-based sheets saying this much off, this % off, right? People are coming towards it. but you want a more dynamic nature in that. So when a person is coming to an aisle, that means his interest is there, and give them an offer. So there is a more chance of buying it. So I'm going one more step ahead, and I'm going to talk about smart cards. So smart card is, the concept was there. So smart card concept was introduced a few years back. Now last year, one of the companies in Tokyo is also trying to do a basic concept around it. So what I am trying to tell you as an idea wise is, now imagine you have a smart card. So by smart card they mean is you have a certain device attached to it, and you get all sorts of things like barcode scanning and things like that. It's already there. So once you scan it, you get the details there itself. Now I'm saying is, if you have to push a retail offer, right? Now imagine you are taking that smart card in a supermarket, you have kept a bread into it and an egg into it, right? You have taken these two things to put it. Now because it's a smart card, you already scanned it, you have, the system knows that you have bought these two things. Now what we can do is, based on past data, we saw that a person buying a bread and a person buying an egg, right, is a very positive chance that you will go for a milk. So these are kind of patterns that are happening. Now imagine you have a card, you are going, you bought bread, you bought egg, and suddenly the offer pops up and says, buy a milk, we'll give you this much off. Interesting, right? You will be very much happy to do it. And this is what we want. Instead of I'm sitting back in the television watching it and you are saying milk is off, now imagine if I get that the same particular offer, same ad, at that time the chances are more, right? So that is what I'm trying to stress, that people want to control it, and you want to control it in the context in which they are, right? If you do that, it is going to be helpful for everyone. Now in this case, smart card, that's the one example that I gave you. That is on the offers, that is the items that you are picking and getting the offers. Now what happens in a supermarket, now if you see, they are trying to build in multiple floors. So aisle is one thing where you are going into a particular aisle and you are getting offers on the aisle based. Now these supermarkets are also based on different floors. So you would have seen, if you go there, it will be divided based on different types of items that they are selling. Crosses would be at the back, then there will be some merchandise there, and then things like that. So by using this kind of technology, where you can push the right offer at the right time to the right cart that the person is holding, and also you are able to detect what all items have been already purchased, you can give offers that can definitely increase your sales, right? If I'm there in a grocery store and I'm buying something, and then you have some related item to that, suppose groceries bags are there, or you have seen for the past pattern that a person coming and buying these things at this particular rate is definitely going to buy something else. So you just straight away push the offer there, and because I am there in that mall, that particular supermarket, it is very good for me to go and buy it. Instead of I come out and then wonder where is that shop where I can go and buy it. If you are getting it straight there, you go and buy it. So this is another very interesting, that based on the floor and aisle, you get all these offers. Now other interesting thing is advertisement that you are looking at. So you would have seen these days on airport and different malls, people are putting this big kiosk, right? Kiosk is there. You go and say you can play around with it, right? Now imagine I'm going to make that kiosk intelligent. So there is something, when you go in front of the kiosk, this guy detects it that you are standing. Now if you have 4 or 5 people looking at it and advertisement is going on, that means there are good chance that people are interested. So more than 4 and 5 people are watching it. So why not push an offer at that time? So imagine if I am a manufacturer, I've designed some kind of a product, right? And I have that advertisement that is running on in the kiosk. So people are watching it straight. There itself I know that my reach is sure shot. 5 people are watching it. I can push an offer right there, right? It is interesting because if I am watching it, I am interested. Otherwise I will just walk away. So your target audience, you have a straight reach. This is another interesting thing that you can do. Now the last point is instantaneous billing of items. So there's another quick question. When you go in a mall or supermarket, you want to buy say 4 or 5 things. How many of you are afraid of queues? See, So many people, right? What happens is I want to buy only one item, I go, I rush and pick it up. And I come with my cart, go there and long queue. People are trying to solve that problem by putting, if you have only 4 or 5 items, right, come to this thing. But still the problem is not solved. So what should happen is when you have this smart cart, use it there itself to do the instantaneous billing. Because you are pushing offers based on the items that are there, why not do the instantaneous billing and have one person that can just cross-check or package it for you, right? There's a good example of USPS. These guys serve so many packets, everything is automated. So same thing can be done here. Treat each one of them as a packet, do it, scan it, instantaneous billing. If you are buying some irregular items, definitely people will be there to help you. But if there are regular items, why not bill it instantaneously, right? So much time is going to be saved. Now in this whole approach, these two things is very, very much important. Papers. So many offers, you waste huge amount of papers in printing and the reach is very, very less. I mean, papers are dead, right? They can't tell you whether they were read. Can they? No, right? So papers, huge amount of paper will be saved when you push the right offer at the right time to the right device. And then the time. Whenever I want to read a newspaper, I'll read my newspaper. I have the whole time to read the news, right? Second thing is mobile devices. I want to use it for a particular thing, I'll use it for that. Television, I want to watch a particular channel, a particular event, a particular thing. For that whole amount of time, I can watch it, right? So much amount of time is saved. And when I'm out there trying to buy something, trying to get it, I have the offers, right? So it's a complete win-win. Everyone wins. All the manufacturers get the details, sales are happening, and customers are happy. So what I'm trying to do is just stress on this point that these questions arise, and I want all of you to be aware of it, that you can control it. Okay? So control it. Thank you.